Hello and welcome back to the Footballing Question. We've got a lot to get through today, so we are just going to get straight into it, lads. Obviously, in case you didn't know, I'm Jordan, there's Isaac and there's Ashley as well. Let's just get straight into it. Opening question, nice and quick. Names on the backs of shirts. Is it childish?
We literally were just talking about this, just off topic, and I brought it up accidentally, but yeah. Isaac said, "Who you going to get back on the back of my new Arsenal shirt? Because I'd quite like to buy the black one. I think it's just quite nice." And I just said, "I'm not going to get a name on the back. I'm not a child."
Get Bakay on the back.
I'm not getting anyone on the back. I'm not a child.
That's targeted at me.
I do just think, if I'm walking down the street with an Arsenal shirt, right, and I just got Saka on the back or Odegaard, I don't know. It just feels like I am a kid. I don't think there's anything wrong with it if you're a kid.
So do you think, would you just, I just don't see the point. I think it's fine. It's just,
you're a man that gets a name on the back
every year. I am honouring my icons, my heroes. I'm getting their names on the back of shirt. I think the childish thing is getting your name on the back, because then it's like, oh, look at me, I'm a player. Which you do as a little child, yes. I have 2 shirts with Isaac on the back. The last one was for the 14-15 season when I was 12. I grew up after that. Before
you didn't
that,
even get Dodgson on the back.
Nah, first name basis, mate.
I
rated myself. No one knows who Dodgson is, but like basically like.
Everyone knows who Isaac is.
Well, exactly. After that point, before that, I'd actually never got a name on a player's name. So you can actually see the child to adult. As soon as I got into the late stage of puberty, it was like, no, Isaac screws off. And then I'll be honest, I've made some hysterical mistakes in terms of picking players. My first name on the back of the shirt was 15-16, Arsenal's gold kit, Bellerin. Now here's the thing, this was his like prime at the age of 21, right? So he actually had an amazing season. I got Ozil that season as well.
I went from Shamak, and I actually chose Shamak. It's because my knowledge of Arsenal at the time was just playing career mode on the PSP. Yeah. Arsenal career mode, and Shamak was my top goal scorer. Way better than Van Persie.
If I just list all my mistakes, Klasniak's up there. One player who I get criticised a lot for is Rob Holding. I will never say it's a mistake. I love that man. It was his debut season. And I thought he was a good signing. It was either him or Mertesacker, and I regret it to this day. It was his final season, and he was retiring.
Look, when I see a 40-year-old man walking down the street outside Arsenal with an Arsenal shirt on the back, and he's got Koscielny or like Saka on the back, I just think, like, I love Saka. I just think you are a muppet.
Do you think my dad's a muppet? He's got a Saka shirt this season.
A little bit, but it's like when you
Dad, I hope you're watching.
It's like when you go into the mall and you see a 40-year-old man in a night tracksuit. He just looks like a bit of a twat.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'll be honest, you've got one person here who loves the name on the shirt, you've got one person here who doesn't mind the name on the shirt, and you've one person here who has some sort of agenda against the name. I'm sorry, what pressed you about names on the shirt? I asked you this morning, just like, oh yeah, get Saka, and you're like, I'm not a child. Well, I'm sorry, one of us is insecure about being childish, and it's not the people who want a name on the shirt.
Right.
Anyway,
let's move on. Let's move on. That went on for a bit too long. Let us know what you think. Is getting the name on the back of your shirt childish?
No.
Right, let's go into the results. First game I'm going to talk about this weekend is actually Liverpool versus Wolves. We're just going to brush over it. Wolves won 3-0, nice and easy. It was typical.
I mean, it's not new anymore. It's not news. It's not like, oh look, Liverpool played bad and lost the game and didn't score. Oh, okay. Do you know what's funny? Since the World Cup, I don't know if I saw this stat. I don't know if it's true, but I think someone joked that I think their joint top scorer at least since the World Cup is the Leicester guy who scored 2 own goals for them.
Brilliant.
Joint, I think. I think he might be their joint top scorer since the World Cup. I'm not entirely sure. I'd love to check that, but still, that's hilarious. Gakpo, he's getting dangerously close to 007. Is it 1 game now?
Yeah, they're just falling apart. They're 10th in the league at the moment. They're behind Chelsea, Fulham, Brentford, Brighton. They're not even the question of the top 5.
The thing is, when they won, like I think at Villa on Boxing Day, people were saying, do you know what, maybe if they get a couple runs together, they can compete for top 4. And then it was, well, maybe they can claw it back to top 6. And now it's like, I think they just have to accept they are having an awful season. And you can have excuses like Klopp has. And to be honest, Klopp, I don't understand it. He goes from being likeable to just being just so spiteful and nasty, and like the way he's attacked journalists this week. I'm like, no, just, do you know what? Accept that journalists are having a go at you. Do you know why they're having a go at you? Because you're doing crap. You can't manage a team from the quadruple to a potential quadruple to this and not get how to go for it, you know?
Yeah, so that was Liverpool. I know we're going quite quite quick on some of these games, but we have a lot to talk about.
There was some news today. We'll get on to it.
The next game I want to talk about is Man United versus Crystal Palace. Man United obviously winning 2-1, but the main talking point of that game was the Casemiro red card. Ashley, what do you think about the red card?
I haven't actually seen it. I was dreading you asking me first. But can you explain it to me? Because I've seen a lot of people kicking off.
It's a lot of mixed opinions on it. So basically, what has happened is Anthony has been fouled. A bit of a, like, players arguing, pushing, shoving, whatever. And then it appears that Casemiro has his hands around the neck of Will Hughes.
Yeah.
And obviously, violent conduct, he gets sent off. Now, I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on it because there is a video that's come out a different angle where you can see he doesn't actually have his hands around his neck. It's just sort of like on his shirt and he's pushing him away from the fight. And then next thing you know, they're laughing, walking together, arm in arm, hugging. They're the best of friends, and he gets sent off. And as well, there's a picture of Fred getting strangled, I think it's by Ayew,
in the
same thing, which got nothing given for it. I understand why Casemiro's got sent off, but I
mean, do you? If it was just here?
Yeah, it's just a sort.
I think maybe their reasoning
if
is like, if he was just pushing him like that, it would be clear. But the fact that there's the two-hand action,
it's the two hands.
That's not a I'm going to push you action. That is a
I'm going to throttle you.
If you move forward, I'm strangling you. I think he's made a mistake with motion. I can see both sides of the argument. Yeah. But when the refs are being rushed, for once, I'm going to give VAR the benefit of the doubt. I did not think I'd be saying this today, but when they don't have that much time to come up with an action, and then they see that, they're going to go red card.
But what about Ayew doing that to Fred with his hand literally here?
Exactly.
That should be picked.
With scuffles like that, and much like the incident which we're going to with Zinchenko and who was it that he had? Morpay. I just don't understand how Zinchenko was at fault there at all.
He got booked for it, by the way.
Yeah.
And they got free kick.
We'll get onto that.
But I do just, I think in those moments when everyone's scuffling, sometimes I don't think you could give anything.
Sometimes the ref just needs to go in there, split them up, and just go, right, I'll give them a couple of yellows and tell them to just shut up. Like,
I don't think the ref needs to split them up.
Unless if someone's been elbowed and someone's bleeding or something, sometimes you just need to shut it up. Someone's been pushed.
That red card means that Casemiro misses the next 3 games in the league, which is massive.
Leeds, Leicester. Ironically, all of them start with L. Are you going to get any L's?
I hope not, but we will see. Manchester United coming away with a 2-1 win, though. Next game I want to talk about was actually the first game on Saturday, which was Everton against Arsenal. I'm just going to pass it over to you guys because Everton come away with a 1-0 win. Go.
I'm not going to lie. This season, there's only been 2 times where I've gone into a game going, we're definitely losing this one, lads. And that was Man United away, and Everton away. I think I'm some sort of mystic Meg because I could just see this one coming from a mile off. Manager bounce at a ground we haven't won at since Wenger was manager, against a manager who we have an awful record against. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, and he's managing multiple players who he's coached before. You know all the memes before the game, McNeil assist, Tarkowski goal, 1-0. Oh look, it was that. Everyone predicted it. Like, no one should be surprised. I saw it coming from a mile off that, if they get the crowd rowdy in 15 minutes, we will lose the game. And that's exactly what happened. I think maybe we could have got a penalty, but, you don't get the rub of the green every week. And it was just one of those games.
The amount of Arsenal-Burnley games I've been to at the Emirates, and I think we have won the majority of them, but how painful they have been to just watch that system just sit there, soak up all the pressure, and we just can't do anything. It's so frustrating to watch. You just look at it and think, we're not going to get past them. No, we're not. They've kicked it away again, and it was just a repeat of that cycle over and over. But in hindsight, like what you said with the record, I also think whoever goes to Goodison that day in the league, maybe even Man City, struggle against Everton on that day with Dyche, with the manager bounce. I just think anyone would have. It's
not just the manager bounce; it's the exact manager.
Yeah.
Like if they were rumours around Bielsa, I don't know if he would have given them a manager bounce because of the cultural, the language barrier. I've always thought that's a struggle with him, and he's a manager who really needs a lot of time or more time. And if he came in, I'd have been like, right, we're at Goodison, lads. But it's Dyche, I'm just like, oh God. And I feel so annoyed because Lampard's been in the job for a year and we only got to play him once. It's an absolute travesty.
Dyche is a top manager.
Yeah.
He's a top manager. He should be given a lot more credit. And I think he revels off the fact that he gives off the persona of, I'm just a who-fit lads kind of guy. Because he said after the game, what was the tactic? And he went, stop going in our end, get it in their end. I don't really care about what happens in the middle. I'm like, he loves the fact that everyone thinks he's just a simple Brexit ball player. And he's just like, no, he's actually quite an intelligent manager.
Moving on from that, the final game we're going to talk about, Arsenal dropping points, Man City having the perfect chance to claw back and close the gap. And what happened? They lose 1-0 to Tottenham thanks to a Harry Kane record-breaking goal. What is it, 267?
267.
Yeah.
200 Premier League goals as well.
Unbelievable. Man City just can't seem to score at Tottenham. It's really weird.
I think it's kind of come out of nowhere as well with Kane's success. I didn't realise he scored 17 goals this season.
It's because Haaland's doing so well, we don't... whoever's second, it doesn't matter, because they're nowhere near.
And sometimes...
But in a normal season, his performance and his goals at this point, 17 goals at this point in the season, should guarantee most of the time you're at least in the race, whereas he's nowhere near.
I mean, we're halfway through and Haaland's 25. That would win you a golden boot 9 times out of 10.
Do you reckon he could miss the rest of the season and still get it?
Potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Kane could get higher than 25. I think he could. But it is so mental to kind of realise that when Kane first broke into the scene in 14-15, everyone was calling him a one-season wonder.
Yeah.
Because I think we were off the back of Michu.
Yeah.
Michu did so well for one season, then you had Kane, he was young, you'd think it. And a young player in the Premier League hadn't scored that many goals for such a long time. You're just like, well, he's not going to do it again, is he? He's just one of those Michus again, and realistically, he's been unbelievable. The outstanding thing is that Jimmy Greaves actually played a lot less games than Kane. So Kane's played a whole season more for Tottenham and only just beaten the record. So he's not that good. But he is an outstanding player. One ironic and one quite thing I don't need to say, but I'm going to anyway, was that when Kane broke the record, the Spurs fans were chanting, he's one of our own. and that picture of Kane in the Invincible shirt at a young age.
I do want to say though, about a month ago, I think, a tweet went viral and it was mentioned on the Pitch High podcast and all this about the fact that Kane scored this many goals, he's about to break the record, and not one of his goals has meant anything to anyone ever. And I find it poetic that the goal to break the record, the goal which Tottenham fans will watch for years and years on end, the winner against Man City, probably means more for Arsenal than Tottenham.
In terms of trophies, yeah, potentially. But let's not be that harsh.
No, but I'll be honest. Tottenham fans are annoyed at that because their record-breaking goal is a goal that Arsenal celebrate as well, which is, and I don't care that it's a shame that I shouldn't be celebrating a Tottenham goal. It pretty much got us out of jail free this weekend. So
one of the main questions coming out of this, I mean, Harry Kane might break the Premier League record for most goals scored in general.
If he stays in the Premier League,
you know what? The fact that he could do it without winning a single trophy it's
just a shame.
It's crazy. So there's two questions actually. Firstly, should Harry Kane leave Tottenham in the summer? There's rumours of him going to Manchester United. Should he do it? Yes or no?
Yes.
No. I don't know.
Shut up.
I don't know. Really.
Stay at Tottenham?
It's a hard one, and I'm just a bit bored of it. It happens every single season.
It's been on and off. It's been on and off for 4 years, pretty much.
It's been a long time, and I just think, I don't know. Would he cut it out in the Premier League? It's a hard decision, and I think I'm just.
Did you say would he cut it out in the Premier League?
No, I mean, would he be able to? Is there a guarantee of going to another club and winning the Premier League? Because that's what he wants to do, right?
Well, it's not just the Premier League, it's the chance at winning something.
Yeah.
I think
he goes to Man United right now at the start of an exciting project, because they're the ones who are most linked and also most suited, because you're lacking a striker.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, I'm not going to lie, it just feels like such a United signing. It feels perfect, signing a great English player from another. It's literally Teddy Sheringham Mark II, and better. Right?
What if he leaves Spurs, potentially burns a few bridges? You know, he's made that Premier League move to another rival. Maybe they don't care because he's given them so much, but maybe they do, and then he just doesn't win anything.
I think Tottenham are the kind of club, and I don't want to say anything that to be fair, Tottenham fans will hate me anyway. But I just feel like they'll accept it because they're used to it.
Yeah.
It's not Sol Campbell.
And we used to be.
This is nothing like Sol Campbell. He scored 200 Premier League goals for you. Enjoy the highlights.
I would happily take Harry Kane, obviously. I
Yeah,
think
you
that's
know,
quite an
yeah.
obvious
I'd take
question.
Harry Kane.
I think
I'd take Harry
anyone
Kane.
would.
We're missing a good striker on our
But the
bench
other
at moment.
question,
Jay Houston.
the other question is Harry Kane potentially the best striker in Premier League history?
No.
No.
Not even close?
Nope.
Oh, he's close.
Well, like, he's definitely in the argument. I'm not going to dispute that. But for me, and I know you're going to put a big, word on top of my head, a bit biased here, but like, look, I'm sorry, but Thierry Henry is probably one of the greatest players to ever graced English football, period. He's the greatest player of all time in the Premier League, I think. I think he's the best striker. Actually, if you're talking about striker in terms of pure goal scoring,
And Shearer?
at the moment you've got to say Alan Shearer.
I mean, let's clear this up. Kane is still 60 goals behind Alan Shearer. That's a good 3-4 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 seasons if he has a good crack at it.
Right, 2 seasons. Okay.
2.5. Let's give him the credit with that.
That's what I'm saying. 3. I don't reckon he can net 30 goals each next season.
No, and with then you've also got players like Aguero.
Yeah. Rooney.
And, Rooney, man, like
Rooney's still 8 goals ahead of him.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And does Rooney? Because Rooney isn't assumed to be the best ever Premier League striker. I don't
No.
think it's
I think
Shearer.
I don't know why Rooney's not really talked about, because I just remember growing up and hating him because he was just unplayable. And I think Rooney and Kane, you can compare a lot in terms of the way they had a lot more to their game. And
yeah, I don't know.
Rooney dropped back in the last.
Rooney dropped into midfield a little bit
I think
early.
Kane has showed that. He showed that under Mourinho, and I think Kane should be given a lot more credit for than just scoring goals.
Yeah.
He is a terrific player. But yeah, Rooney was better.
Well,
he's just
that ends that conversation, doesn't it? So that's pretty much all the results. Let's move on. So we're going to be talking about some news that broke literally this morning. This morning, we weren't going to talk about this before today, and here we are. Manchester City being charged with breaking financial rules by the Premier League. Ashley, do you want to talk us through what's actually going on?
These are the details. Has been alleged by the Premier League themselves. It's not just a rumour. The Premier League have actually come out and stated this, that Man City have potentially broken financial rules over a period of 9 seasons. Not the last 9 seasons, but 9 seasons spread over from, I think, around 2010. They haven't provided accurate information regarding their revenue, which also includes sponsorship revenue as well. These are the exact breaches. The Premier League have alleged City didn't comply with UEFA's financial fair play in 13-14, 14-15 and 17-18. And they've also breached Premier League rules on profit and sustainability in 15-16, 16-17 and 17-18. City have also not cooperated with the Premier League in this investigation from the last 4 years. So the Premier League have gone to and said, look, we need to look into a few things, and City haven't been too fast in their responses by the looks of things. Now, there's huge questions raised at the moment. I think everyone's looking at what's just happened with Juventus and how they've done a few dodgy things with their finances, and they've been docked 15 points, was it?
Yeah.
In the end, in Syria.
Let's just look at the table. If they get docked 15, I actually need to see this.
Let's just
Keep
Keep going.
And obviously, the first question you think of is, well, are City going to be docked points, and are Arsenal about to be handed the title? It's a potential one. It's a potential one when you look at what's happened to Juventus. I think Serie A are a lot more strict and a lot more, they have the balls to do that, because City have been breaking these rules for a long time now, and they've just been given small fines that mean nothing to them, realistically. However, if City do get docked points and Arsenal win the title, is there that asterisk, just like there is on Liverpool's?
There would be.
They should. I don't think there should be.
The fact that we're clear. If we were second right now, absolutely, because
If
we wouldn't
they
win the league without it. Yeah, but the fact that we're actually clear at the moment.
Here's the thing. If let's say it happens right now, they get drop points, and then mathematically they win the games, they get the results that would mean they probably would win the title with you both. Then obviously it's going to have the asterisk next to it.
However,
you're not completely clear.
If you could choose right now, here's what I'd choose right now. I would rather. It's a big statement. I'm going to say it though.
Yeah, go.
Don't you dare say it.
I'm going to, and you're going to be pissed off with me. I would rather Arsenal not win the Premier League than win the Premier League and that happen. Whereas Man City get the points taken away from them and they would have won the league if they hadn't had the points taken away from them. Because the achievement in this season is holding off Man City from winning the Premier League title. Okay. That's what this is all about right now. That staying ahead of them, proving that we're better. We don't need rules, okay? We want to win a proper Premier League. We don't want this. I just don't want it.
You do know the Premier League isn't about who you chase. The Premier League isn't about teams chasing you. It's about you chasing the trophy. That's what it's about. It's about the trophy, lifting the trophy. You know, have you experienced Arsenal winning the Premier League? No, you haven't. We haven't experienced it. And you are willing to disregard it because a little asterisk, or because Liverpool and Chelsea fans will go, it doesn't count. Who cares? I don't care. If Tottenham fans will forever go, oh, no, it doesn't count. I'm like, it counts in my head. I've seen my team lift it. You haven't. I want to celebrate it. Do you know what? That's all I want. I would lose a kidney for the Premier League. The things I would do for the Champions League, I don't think are available to be listed online. Like, I would do unbelievable things to see my team lift the title. So the fact that they're getting docked points, sure, it's bad, sure, it doesn't really, it's not a proper league title. I don't care. If I see Martin Odegaard lift that trophy in the summer, I will absolutely love my life, and I don't care what anyone says about it. I don't care. If we lift that, good. That's all I want. If I see all I want this summer is Odegaard to lift it, and then maybe Rob Holding afterwards. You know, that's all I want. That's all I want. I don't care how we get it. That's all. What the fuck's wrong with you?
There's a lot of things that could happen with Man City. Points deduction is one. Another one that's been suggested is they are pretty much stripped of every title that they've won. Which would mean what, Isaac? Because you've calculated it.
It would mean they would have, first of all, never won the Premier League, because it starts from 2009-10, and obviously their first title was 11-12. So the Aguero moment, the most iconic Premier League moment of all time, would mean nothing. 2012 would have gone to Man United. You would have had 21 league titles. Yeah. 2013-14, the Gerrard slip means nothing. Liverpool win the league. And then it's 17-18, Centurions. Oh look, no longer a big achievement because it was, financial fair play. And United would have won the league under Mourinho. And then 2018-19, Liverpool would have won the Champions League, Premier League double in 2019. And then 2021, Liverpool would win the league. So Liverpool would have 3 Premier Leagues under their belt. You would have 22 Premier Leagues overall now. And yeah, unfortunately, Arsenal only finished second in this entire period. And it was the season Leicester won the league. So we would actually get nothing.
But that is another suggestion. I don't think it's going to happen. The other suggestion is what I am praying for, but it's not going to happen, a transfer ban.
I don't think the Premier League can enforce transfer bans.
Yeah,
I think they can only enforce punishments based on league, like points deductions and relegation. That's the only things they can do. Like UEFA can't enforce relegation. It's up to the domestic league to do it. The only thing UEFA, all they can do is fine and transfer ban and ban you from Europe. That's all they can do. So
it'd be interesting to
see if UEFA follow up from this, because UEFA might follow up from this and might go, okay, because
it's 100.
It's 100 breaches. The thing is, there's no way they can claim legal. Like, I know they've got all the money in the world. They can pay for all the, lawyers in the world. But there's no way they can say we are not guilty on 100 counts. Man City right now are in a boardroom right this minute, debating what they do, what their next step is, and their next step is not guilty. Their next step is, okay, how do we reduce the sentence? How do we reduce the punishment? Mm-hmm. They are looking at their worst case scenario, and their worst case scenario, potentially relegation, won't happen. That won't happen. They won't get relegated. I think they will definitely get points deduction.
Big up the investigation though, because it seems like, because there's been other little announcements of these over the last few years, Man City getting fined and things like that, and it feels like they've waited, and all these other announcements have been like little leaks from that report that have come out, and they've tried to hold it all together to then at this point just go, here you go. We've got literally everything on you.
I mean, I like it because I thought UEFA for years have been really just pathetic with financial fair play, because you brought in this thing to regulate football. And I remember when they investigated City in 2019, I think, and everyone was like, they might be banned from the Champions League next season. I was like, oh, that means we get top 4. We get Champions League, brilliant, because it was Emery's first season. I was like, great. And then they just got like a slap on the wrist fine. I'm like, so a team which has broken financial fair play, meaning they have a lot of money, has been fined, does nothing.
I don't think UEFA have done this investigation.
I know UEFA haven't,
no,
which is why I'm pleased, because UEFA I think have been pathetic. So for the Premier League to stand in and go, do you know what? It's like Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself. Yeah, let's do it. And it's great because we've been complaining about Chelsea recently. You know,
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
if I'm told by right now, I am crapping my pants because I'm thinking, God, in 2 years' time, the Mudryk money may be down the drain, you know?
Yeah, we could be. It's still breaking what's going on. We don't actually know.
There's going to be more
happening.
developments. I mean, we're yet to see. I don't know if there's been a Man City statement.
I don't think so.
I mean, they're probably going to release one. But if they don't release one by the end of the day, it'd be a shock.
Yeah, so expect more to come from this. I'm sure we'll probably end up touching on it again at some point. But yeah, Man City, you better watch out.
Hey you!
Yeah?
Yes, you!
How did you get in my house?
Do you like YouTube?
Yeah?
Sometimes find it a bit dull?
No, I love YouTube.
Then you should subscribe to the Football in Question YouTube channel.
Why?
They've got podcast clips, original content, and also they have your family hostage.
What?
Like I said, subscribe now!
If you want to see your family again, subscribe now.
Mum? So it's time to have a little bit of a debate, but first, Jordan's fact of the week. Need to sneak it in there somewhere. Thought this was the perfect time. Gives you a little bit of time to think about your order as well for our debate. But Jordan's fact of the week this week is, did you know in his opening weeks at Manchester United, David De Gea was accused of stealing a donut from Tesco? So apparently he was with two of his friends in Tesco, and apparently he was caught on CCTV taking a donut out of the Krispy Kreme cabinet and just eating it straight away, and then trying to leave the shop without paying for it or buying anything else for that matter. Yeah, apparently he was caught. He was quite embarrassed and apologetic because, you know, he didn't really know the language, he didn't really know what was going on. And he sort of just admitted he had a howler and Tesco just let him go on his way. And Alex Ferguson was asked about it and he just sort of said, well, he's in a different culture, you know, he didn't really know what he was doing. And yeah, there you go.
So in Spain, it's fine to rob donuts?
Apparently.
Disgraceful.
But there you go. David De Gea was accused of stealing a Krispy Kreme donut. Right, on to the debate for the episode. We've got an interesting one, a little bit different to what we normally do. This week, rather than picking one person, one player, and debating whose is better, we are going to go for the top 3 signings of the season so far, and we're going to come up with a top 3 instead. Shall we go 3-2? What say our full list?
I think we go 3-1, and I think we all give our full list on our own.
Okay, Isaac, do you want to?
I'll go with mine. It's so hard to give 3. There's one player which I really wanted to not be in my top 3, but they sadly have made it. You'll find out soon enough. And then the third pick I was thinking of, there were so many players in my head. There was 2 from Man United who I was thinking about, and there was 2 from Newcastle, and I was thinking about Sven Botman and Nick Pope. And it was basically like, who do you credit more for their impressive defence? And I'm going to stick with the English boy, and I'm going to go Nick Pope. I think he's closing in on the clean sheet record as a goalkeeper this season.
Is he in third?
He's in third for me. 12 clean sheets and 12 goals conceded. He's conceded as many goals as he's got clean sheets. That's an unbelievable record. And I think you've just got to credit him with how solid he's been and how reliable he is. I always pick him a little bit because of the distribution, because I think he's not as modern a goalkeeper as we see across the league. But with what he does and how influential it is on Newcastle, because the thing is, it helps the defence to know you've got a reliable keeper behind you. When you've got someone like that who you know is going to get you out of trouble, it just makes you more confident. And if they had someone behind who was a little bit, more crap, maybe Botman, will rush things more. Maybe the defence rushes, but because they know who they've got in behind him, there's just a calmness at the back with them. And I just think he's been phenomenal this season, and that's why he's third for me. And in second place, there's a man who sadly I have to put in this list. And the thing is, I'll get crap for just putting him second and not putting him first. So you know exactly who it is when I say that. It's Erling Haaland. 25 goals this season, 3 assists. The assists aren't really part of the conversation realistically. It's the goals. And of course, it's an unbelievable record. I have to mention him because on a personal level, scoring 25 goals is unheard of, unbelievable in a season. However, in terms of signing of the season for that club, I'd argue it's been a detriment to Man City's success rather than a benefit.
We'll get onto the losers.
Yeah.
Just say who you got in top.
So first, I'm going for Alexander Zinchenko. I just think he's influenced Arsenal so much. He is the missing cog in that piece, which has put us onto the title charge. And if he's not in your top threes, it's wrong.
Okay, I'll go with mine. I have gone a little bit different. Although in third, yeah, I've been changing my list so much. It's been like, even when you were speaking just now, I was putting people in, taking people out, and moving it all about. So
You do the hokey cokey?
yeah. So screw it. This is what I'm going with.
Casemiro number 1.
In third, I'm going for Nick Pope as well. There was another player that I was considering, but I decided to take him out. I just think that the impact that he has had at Newcastle is unmatched. So Pope is third for me. Second is Zinchenko. I think he's had oh my God. So yeah, I think he's had a fantastic season. I think, yeah, he's really been a difference maker. But not the ultimate difference maker in the season this season.
Oh my God.
Number 1, I've gone for Casemiro.
You're actually an idiot. You're actually, Joe, what? Get out of the studio. Get out.
I've got reason for Casemiro to be first.
Sorry, Haaland isn't in your top 3?
Jordan, let's imagine a world where Casemiro signs for Tottenham and has the exact same impact.
No.
He doesn't go first.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's done, yeah.
Wait, we're going to have this discussion in a minute.
We're having it now.
Let's just say he plays. Let's say
When we
there's
know
another club
everyone's
in
top
Manchester
3,
who plays in red. Yeah, okay, fine, yeah, go
when
on.
we know everyone's top 3,
Yeah.
we'll discuss. But for me,
we will discuss it.
I've been, like I said, I've been moving it about all over the place. This is what I've ended on. Ashley, who are you going for in your top 3?
I'm really sorry to do this. I've just thought about it, right? And okay, maybe because I've came here with no preparation, I've been influenced by both of your picks and whatever, right? Number 3 is between Botman and Pope, and I just think Pope comes out on top. So I'm going to go Pope number 3 as well. We've all matched that.
I think Pope pretty much got that on lock now, hasn't he?
3. And then I'm sorry to be boring because I usually try and whack in Lewis Hall.
Well, no, if you think Mudrik's going to win the Ballon d'Or, surely he's number 1 for you.
No, he's going to do that. He hasn't done it yet. All right, there's a difference. I got ripped apart for that on the TikTok.
Yeah, rightly so.
Second place, I'm going with Erling Haaland because he scored 25 goals. He scored 25 goals in halfway through the season. You do a little bit of simple maths, he finishes the season with 50 goals. That would be remarkable and he would be number 1, but he hasn't had the biggest impact on his club yet. I'm putting Zinchenko in first place.
So you've just completely agreed.
Yeah,
He's completely agreed.
I think he's right. Can I just explain, because I'm not finished my one yet, can I just explain why I didn't put any Manchester United players in there?
Okay.
Because Casemiro and Eriksen, I definitely considered them. And I actually considered, I was going between, right, who gets number 3, a Newcastle player or a Man United player? And I think you've just got to look at it, what the impact on the club, the positions in the table. You cannot put a Manchester United player in there over a Newcastle player. You just can't. Also, when I was choosing my Manchester United players, I instantly went Casemiro, and then I thought, nah, I'll give it to Eriksen. I would give it to Eriksen more than Casemiro.
Now that you mention it, the only reason I'd put Casemiro is because Man United fans ramble on about him all the time. But realistically, I think Eriksen's a much better signing. I do think putting a Man United player number 1 is absolutely ludicrous, considering where did you finish last season? 6th. You've gone up 2 places. I don't think the impact's that big, and also he's come into a squad which is already quite expensive. The fact that Pope's gone into a Newcastle side, which, despite having a lot of money, hasn't splashed the cash as much as we expected them to, and suddenly he's putting in these numbers, he's showing that he's the keeper we all thought he was all this time at Burnley. And, he's undoubtedly probably been the keeper of the season for me. Clean sheets galore. He's chasing down the record in a season, which I think is, I'm not too sure. I don't
think Pope is higher than Casemiro, and that's pretty clear by my top 3. But
yeah.
Right, let's have a conversation. Are we all agreed that Pope needs to be in there?
Pope's in there. There's no way he isn't.
We've all got him number 3.
We've all got him number 3. Pope's third.
Done. Look, I understand. Look, like I said, my top three's been moving about a lot.
It's done now. You can't,
I know. I'm not changing it. Trust me, I'm not changing
I'm
it.
wondering if this is what you ended up with.
My
I'm
top
wondering
three.
where how you ended up with the original conclusion of Casemiro, Sandro Martinez, and Henriksen third.
What? That's not true. That's not true.
It's not true. I made it all up.
Look, my thinking with Casemiro is, right, if you look at the stats of with Casemiro compared to without Casemiro, Manchester United are 100%, like 100 times the team.
Here's the thing: if you take Pope out of the team, every shot on target goes in.
We're not talking about. We've already agreed that Pope is third. I just want to explain why I have Casemiro in my top three, just as a point. So, like I've got it all written down here with Casemiro. We've played 23, won 18, drawn 3, lost 2. Without him, we've only won out of 11 games without him. We've won 7, lost 4. Like that alone is quite just remarkable. And then you look at like the amount of goals we concede compared to the amount of goals we concede with him in the squad. We concede a lot more goals without Casemiro, than we do with him, which again is remarkable. I think Casemiro, I love Eriksen, I love him, but Casemiro is undoubtedly Man United's best signing this season, in my opinion. I think even you look at the fact that Manchester United were calling out for a CDM for so many years. We were stuck with McFred in the midfield for so long, crying for a CDM. And then we start the season without Casemiro. Brighton lost. Brentford absolutely battered. We bring Casemiro in and we are a completely different side. You know, maybe it is Ten Hag's style of play and him really putting his impact on the squad, yes. But Casemiro's impact is just like, there's no denying the impact that Casemiro has had to this squad. And I think out of everyone we have signed, I think out of anyone has signed, Casemiro has had such a massive impact that, that's why he's in my top 4.
No, let me say, hold on. You talk about the fact that, you lost all those games at the start of the season. You beat Liverpool and you beat Arsenal, and that winning run started before Casemiro was signed. Casemiro's debut was off the bench when you were already 3-1 up against Arsenal. Okay. So, are you saying that?
Okay, forget those games.
So, are you saying that? Oh, so forget those games. No. So,
Okay.
did you play? Were you not playing good in those games? Did you not play well?
Okay. So, you are the person that has literally sat there and told me that Manchester United played crap against Arsenal in that game.
Well, no, but I'm asking you because if you're saying they played well, that means they played well without Casemiro before he came in.
But what I'm saying is,
but if to support your argument, United would have had to have performed bad in that game, which is what I've said all along.
So you're agreeing with me?
Sorry, another point.
No, I'm saying you've either got to prove me right or prove me wrong.
Another point that you said to back up Casemiro was that Manchester United have been crying out for a CDM. Yeah,
that's your
Newcastle have been crying out to be a progressive club and do well for the last 20 years.
Saudis and now they are.
They haven't. It's not like the Saudis have. They haven't
splashed the cat.
No, they haven't.
I'm not disputing Pope in any way.
You are.
He's in my top 3.
But he's better than Pope. You've said that Casemiro has been better than Pope this season.
For Casemiro, if you're saying Pope's third, that means Casemiro has to get in above Pope, and I don't think that's possible. And if we're looking at the other players, we're looking at like the fact that you've put him above Zinchenko as well, when literally, if you watch Arsenal this season, the difference between Zinchenko and Tierney is night and day.
Let's get on to Zinchenko and Haaland, right? That's another debate. Let's just focus on Casemiro for one second.
No, because it's not going to end realistically.
Just look at this. Last season, you finished 6th, right? Manchester United finished 6th. Newcastle finished 11th.
Yeah.
This season, Man United, just look at the table. Man United are 3rd, Newcastle are 4th. The difference that those two signings come in have made. You've gone up 3 places. Newcastle have gone up 7. That's unreal.
Halfway through the season, they got the influx of the Saudi owners.
You've just had an influx for years, though.
You do have that money. You're one of the biggest spenders in the league.
Obviously,
really, Casemiro has had a bigger impact than Pope.
I think so.
You've gone up 3 places. They've transformed their club.
No, but going. No.
You've done
going up 3 places and then going up like Steve Bruce was in the job at the start of last season. I don't think
from where Newcastle were
amazing growth. Like, yes, it's amazing, but like
Casemiro has been another typical Manchester United season that we've seen since Sir Alex Ferguson have left. You know, they dip out of the top 5 and they go back in, and they go and we're amazing again. And then they dip out and then they go, we're amazing again. That's what Casemiro's done.
Look,
well, you're witnessing now what would have happened if you gave Van Hal a third season.
I'm not opposed to moving Casemiro out of the top spot. Like, I'm not opposed.
Out of the list.
But out of the list, I think is
Jordan.
I think the fact that I'm being attacked here, right, for putting Casemiro in the top 3 at all.
The fact that you put him first put you on the back foot from the beginning.
If you knew what you were doing. If I put him second, would you be having this argument with me?
Well, that's not what if. Did you put him second? Did you?
This is like.
You also didn't put Haaland.
The fact that Casemiro isn't even a 4 in your mind for
he was, but he was like 4th or 5th in my head.
Yeah, he's a good signing. He's just not above a Newcastle player.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But
look, at the end of the day, you've got 2 people here of identical ones. The odds are we will wait for you to fold. That's the rate it's going to be.
And I know that's a little bit unfair with how the debate works, but
that's literally
that is how I don't. Like, try and persuade me otherwise, but I don't see a different outcome to that. Can we explain? Because Nick Pope's third. Let's clear that up.
Done.
I think we'd like to push Casemiro out the top 3 altogether. Yeah. Is that done?
I mean, I'd like to push Haaland out of the top 3.
Oh my.
Man City.
As much as I don't want to credit Haaland,
Man City.
He was brought in to score goals, and he's done that.
Man City are considerably worse with Haaland than without him.
But he is a terrific player. He has done well.
He's done everything. He's done everything he's been told to do.
Everything that Man City last season looked a better side without Haaland. I think Manchester City. Look at Manchester United last season with Ronaldo. Did we play our entire play around Ronaldo? Yes. Did he score a lot of goals? Of course he did, because he's Ronaldo. It's the exact same situation.
It's
Man
a good
City
point.
are piling all of their play into this one person. Let's get the ball to Haaland, then we'll win games. It doesn't work like that, and it's not worked for them this season.
I get your point. I get your point. I do get it, but in my head, and I hate that this is a reason for it, but I can't help but remember, Pitchside talked about it recently, and Tom Garrett absolutely went off, and social media was like, how the hell can Haaland not be your signing this season? I can't help but think if we don't put him in this top 3, the amount of abuse we are going to get is unreal.
But I am actually considering his point a little bit, because he's going to get abused.
Of course I want to say it. Of course I want
abuse anyway.
Yeah, you're going to.
Joel, screw it. I'm actually a little bit in favour.
Joel, how about this? We'll compromise, okay?
Who goes second though?
Zinchenko first.
Yeah.
Pope second. Casemiro third.
Would you be opposed to that?
No.
Because I wouldn't.
I'll take it. But Casemiro goes third.
That was a good discussion.
That's fine.
But before we actually end the debate, we haven't really talked about Zinchenko.
We need to explain why Zinchenko is better than Haaland. The impact on the club. And that is exactly why Pope gets over Casemiro.
Last season, I was in love with Kieran Tierney, and I thought Tommy Else was having a great season. And I thought the way we were playing last season was the format. That was what we were building around. But Arteta hadn't got the final building blocks in, and this season we play a completely different style. The inverted fullbacks has transformed the side. And Tierney last season was amazing because we were playing in a system which suited him. And Tierney has gone from looking like my favourite left-back of all time to being like, Jesus, I don't want to have a go at him, but he looks lost in the current system. Whereas Zinchenko, the intelligence and the movement and everything, our attacks build from him. And the fact that he's just so incredible. And it's just the extra option, we've basically got a 4-man midfield with him. Pretty much. He's just an incredible footballer, an amazing leader, which is something that Gary Neville didn't really spot. I would like to say I might retract my statement about Ben White and Gary Neville from last week. I got a little bit angry and I've got a little bit heat off TikTok. I fully accept it. But Zinchenko he's a massive leader. You saw it from what happened at Man City last year in the dressing room, and you've seen it this year with the moments with Man United. I mean, it's Trossard's debut, and we've scored a last-minute winner, and Zinchenko is literally screaming at him in the face. It's amazing, and I think what he's done to help transform the side. People looked at Jesus as the transformative signing, because Arsenal were looking for someone to do the Lacazette role, but and Jesus is the perfect signing in that respect. But Jesus filled a gap which no one knew he had, and that's how you without Zinchenko, I honestly believe this, we are nowhere near the title, because Jesus got injured and we've kind of managed to get along quite okay. We've dropped 4 points, but if you told me we dropped 4 points up to this point, with Jesus out. I'd take it. And he's done the job. Zinchenko is just phenomenal.
And the reason why Zinchenko also gets above Haaland is that actually, you made a very good point. I think Man City have actually, in spite of Haaland's incredible achievements this season, Man City are worse because of him.
And also, with João Cancelo gone, they really miss him now.
The top three that we've sort of somehow ended up with without Haaland.
Oh no!
All three of them have had a massive impact on their team.
Yeah.
Rather than if we threw Haaland in there, who has made them actually worse.
Do you think we could squeeze Botman in there instead of Casemiro?
I think it's a shout.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
So, Botman third, yeah?
No.
I forgot about that one.
I think I made a perfectly good argument for Casemiro to be in the top three.
Yes,
it's
but
just that I put him
Botman,
top.
Pope, they're a package deal. They come
I
together.
saw the fire. It's just started there, and I love.
Right, we're finalising it.
No, I think we let him have his fun. Let him enjoy it.
The top three: third, Casemiro; second, Pope; first, Zinchenko. We're all happy.
The TikTok off this is going to get so much heat.
So the quiz. We all love the quiz. This is always the biggest quiz every couple of weeks. Ashley against Isaac, because I am pretty bad at the quiz.
I thought you were going to reframe it as, we're just amazing, but no, at least you've been honest.
Yeah. So this quiz is quite interesting.
Oh, God.
Before I get started, I need to ask you guys a question.
Bang.
Okay.
Ding.
That wasn't my question.
Oh.
But my question is, how much do you guys enjoy winning the quiz?
Yeah, a lot. I think it means even more.
I mean, it's not exactly a dopamine hit. Like, it's just.
No, it is.
I like. I can tell it's more of a hit for you because every time you get a point against me, it's like Arsenal have scored.
Well,
It's nice, but you know what? You win some, you lose some.
Behave.
I know no matter what. I know if I lose them, my record's
Yeah,
still amazing.
this is-
I'm still clear at the top, so it's fine.
Play the montage. That's so unfair.
Yeah.
Play the montage.
I've improved a lot since the start of season 4. I've improved a lot.
This quiz in particular, I think no one's going to care about winning. I don't think anyone's going to care about winning.
Yeah, it's about Tottenham, isn't it?
It's a Tottenham Hotspur
I want to
quiz.
throw up. If I actually win this, I'm actually be disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
Because my target in life has been to disassociate from this club as much as is humanly possible.
Well, I planned this quiz thinking, we're going to talk about Harry Kane this episode.
We did it, and
we haven't.
Man City kind of ruined that.
But here we are, the Tottenham Hotspur quiz between two Arsenal fans. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, God.
So we've got bang and ding, right?
Bang and ding, sorted, yeah.
Starting off, question number 1. In which year was Tottenham founded?
We have to censor that.
A guess. Anything? Anything. Think about when other clubs were founded.
Ding,
Yes.
1882.
Correct. Bang on. On the money.
That is disgusting.
I just know. I know they're older than us, and I think I do know that. Yeah. So, do you know that whole time I was thinking, I was like, I really don't want to get this right. Ashley, please save me. Buzz in, please.
On to question 2. It's 1-0.
This is what I get for
Isaac?
celebrating a Harry Kane goal. This is exactly what I deserve.
Question 2. What is Spurs' motto?
Ding.
No.
Ding.
Wait. To dare is to do.
Correct.
I was like, to do is to dare. And also, may I just do in the chant, to dare is to do, to dare is to do. 13 E-titles, you've only won 2.
So, 2-0 to Isaac. Isaac really running this quiz right now.
This is. I'm cursed with. Look, I'm cursed with knowledge. I know too much. I don't want to know this. I didn't revise Tottenham on Wikipedia, if that's what you think. Like,
I did.
Question 3.
it's ironic.
Strangely, what song do Tottenham players walk out to when they play at home?
I forget what's the name.
I need the exact name.
Oh no, I know. I know.
know.
Oh
I
no.
don't know.
Okay, you don't know.
I'm not a Spurs fan.
Okay, I know it's from Revenge of the Sith. I know that.
I might. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Hold on.
I can't even think right now.
It's something of the something. Is it something of the something?
Revenge of the Sith.
No, it's
Well, wasn't my answer.
it's
Can I get a buzzer and an answer, please?
Dun 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 dun. Like I know the. Dun, 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 dun. I know
I
that's
don't think
it.
that was.
That is it. That's their music. It's the something of the.
Yeah, it was.
Can we get an answer, please?
I've no clue. Is it Battle of the?
Oh, I know it!
Yes.
Duel of the Fates.
Correct.
Yes.
Duel of the Fates.
See, I wanted you to get that because you are the Star Wars guy. I know the song it was because I'm a football fan, but you actually know the name because you're a Star Wars fan.
That I don't know why.
I
they
gave
walk
that
out
to you pretty much by humming it.
I don't know how they walk out to that.
It's so funny.
cringe.
Like, why do you walk out? Imagine if we walked out and it was just Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
I mean, come on.
It's not the same. I know it's not the same, but
Obi-Wan versus Anakin is a lot more intense than Spider-Man, mate. All
Yeah.
right.
is it intense at
So-
3 o'clock at home? It's Brentford, it though.
2-1 is the score going into question 4. Question 4. In 2007-8 season, Tottenham played out 2 4-4 draws. Who were they against? I need both teams.
Ding,
Yes.
Arsenal.
And? Can I get an answer?
When I think of something, I've got 2 names in my
Can
head.
you just...
But I don't want to say one. I'm going to say Man City.
They were both wrong.
Bang.
Yes.
Oh, they're both wrong.
Yes.
How many games did they draw 4-4?
AFC Wimbledon and Crawley Town.
I mean, you can at least try, right? Come on.
They're just quite rubbish, aren't they? I thought.
Obviously, that's wrong. The answer is Aston Villa and Chelsea.
Tottenham won in League Two then.
Tottenham weren't in
At
League
least
2.
try, mate. Like, come on, come on, man.
2007,
I know you only did you only try
2008.
last round because it was the Star Wars question?
No, I've been trying that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's 2-1 still. Let's just move as far away from that question as possible. In the summer of 2013, Spurs broke their transfer record 3 times in one summer. But who were the 3 players that they signed?
2013.
Okay.
I need all 3 for the point.
Ding,
Yes.
Paulinho,
Mhm.
Soldado,
Okay.
Lamella.
Correct. 3-1 to
I
Isaac.
know that because they signed so many players, and ironically, Ericsson was nowhere near the most expensive,
Yeah.
and he's the only one. He's the only one which you can say was great.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I thought in the last minute I forgot Soldado. I went no, Soldado was definitely the most expensive of all of them.
Lamella was there a while.
He was there for
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah.
They let him stay long enough that he eventually
Scored it.
became okay.
Actually, you're going to need to start picking up points here if you're going to
Oh no.
if you're
What's
going
the
to win
score?
this quiz. 3-1, and there is 1, 2, 3,
We just
4,
have question
5 questions left. Next question. I think this is quite an easy one, so it's whoever gets there first. How many Spurs players have scored a hat-trick in the Champions League?
Bang.
Yes.
1.
Incorrect.
No.
Not 1.
Not one.
Oh no.
You just remembered about another player, haven't you? You just remembered maybe the most iconic moment of their entire championship. Yeah, it's not who you think it is. I'm going to say Ding 3.
Can I put in another guess?
Yeah.
0.
It's 3.
It's 3. mate, the most iconic moment of their club's history is a hat trick.
Wait. Okay, I thought you were going to say something then.
No.
Because the answer to that is 3, yes. So that makes it 4-1 to Isaac. But for a bonus point, name the players.
Ding. Harry Kane, Lucas Morrison.
Incorrect.
2 of them are right.
2 of them are right.
Can I go for it?
Yeah.
I didn't get the question right.
No, you can go for it though.
Oh.
It's passing over because you got it wrong.
Is it Harry Kane, Lucas Moura and Bale?
Correct.
Oh,
is.
Inter Milan. Oh, I was literally. Oh, that's come on, fair play. Yeah.
4-2.
He absolutely did Maicon, didn't he?
Yeah. So
He literally ended Maicon's career.
yeah, Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, and Lucas.
They
Moura.
lost that game anyway, I swear.
Lucas Moura, the most iconic one of the.
Yeah,
three.
and you went 0. Literally, the best moment of their club's history in the last 10 years is that. I remember I was so sad because I was there going, they're about 20 seconds away from being out of the Champions League, 20 seconds. And then I just heard Lucas Moura went, oh Christ, and then I just threw my phone on the floor. So
On to the next question. 4-2 is the score. This one will make you a little bit more happy, I would think. What is Tottenham's lowest finish in Premier League history? In the Premier League?
So since 1992.
Yeah. What is their lowest place
Well, we know they've not
finished?
gone down, and we know they've not won the league, because that rules out 4 positions. So,
4 positions.
well, bottom 3 and top.
Oh yeah.
What is their lowest
What's the lowest?
in the Premier League era?
Ding, 15th.
Bang. 16th.
One of you is correct, and it's Isaac. 15th.
Yes.
In 1993-94, yeah, they finished 15th in the league.
I think everyone was
Fod,
just
what
like
a fodder.
2 weeks season. Everyone was just getting going.
Fodder.
during
That
that
is
period,
some fodder over there.
So there's 3 questions left. The score is 5-2. I do have a bonus question. So actually, you're going to have to get these next 3 questions correct.
All right, no worries.
If you're in with a shout. And this next one has Arsenal involved.
Okay.
Which former Arsenal player scored twice to knock Spurs out of the 2015-16
Ding,
League Cup?
Matthew Flamini.
Correct. The only time he's ever scored 2 goals in 1 game, by the way.
Baller. I'm sorry, but the fact that he left Arsenal, those were his last 2 goals, icon, legend.
And yeah, that makes it 6-2. So it's mathematically impossible for you to now win the quiz. But we'll go for
I'm happy getting that question right.
last
because
2 questions.
I'd have to get that question right.
Next, we were going to talk about Harry Kane this episode and the fact that he broke the scoring, that hit the Tottenham scoring
we
record.
did.
You know, we did talk about him a little
bit.
But who did Harry Kane score his first Spurs goal against?
Bang! It was an Irish team. I can't name the team, but it was Irish. Can I get half a point
No.
for that? It was Northern Irish. I don't know.
Can
It
you
was.
just name a team.
I reckon it was like 2011. Shamrock Rovers. I don't know.
I'll give you that. Shamrock Rovers is
Shamrock
correct.
Is it
Rovers.
actually?
Yeah, it is correct.
I was going to
Shamrock
guess
Rovers.
Linfield, because I know they're a Northern Irish team.
I read it this morning. I think he scored his 2nd goal against Sunderland.
Interesting.
Or maybe that was his first.
If he's not going to ask
Premier
about second, he's not going to ask second. That would him going, sorry, it's
who
105th. 131st. Who was that?
That makes it 6-3.
No, I think it wasn't.
Last question is, how many managers have Spurs had in the Premier League era?
Oh, God. How many? I don't have enough hands. Oh, my word. This could be anything. It really, I'm trying to think. There's,
Just
Lewis Graham was in the Premier League, wasn't he?
Woodon, yeah. God, okay, if I
I'm
count,
gonna do
I need to
some
count
logic.
back.
I'm gonna do some logic.
Okay, can I ask? Can someone who was like appointed manager for like a month count?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I got a
my point
list.
is Ryan Mason in this
I
list?
I got a list.
Because if he is, this could be ridiculous.
Basically, I got a list and it said there was this number of managers.
I thought you were going to give it away there.
I thought I was going to give it away then as well. It just said there is this many managers. Here they are, and I just went, that's the amount. That will do.
Okay, right. And do some maths.
Can we get a guess?
Yeah, bang, 24.
24.
Hold on. Can't I?
Can we get a guess from you?
How many years has it been going on? 30 years.
Yep.
Since the Premier League began.
Oh, but they were chucking managers around like
Come on, let's get an answer.
30.
You're both wrong. You're both not really that close. The
Don't-
answer is 16.
Oh, crap.
16
Oh, can I try and...
managers.
Wait, is there a question to try and name them?
No, there's not.
What can I try?
Yeah, name
I'm
as
a-
many as you can, I guess. We're not
Conte,
getting that point for it.
Mourinho, Nuno, Tim Sherwood, Poch, Martin Yole, Redknapp,
Andre Villas-Boas.
yeah,
the one.
AVB.
Was Gus Poyle manager, or was he just player?
I think he was just player. And
Oh,
George,
Redknapp.
George Graham, I mentioned Redknapp, George Graham, and there was some Spanish guy who came in, and I forget his name, but he's the one who won in the League Cup.
What about that guy who's really angry looking?
Martin Yole.
No, he's English. I think he was there when Arsenal were doing well.
Oh, Venables as well.
Yeah. That's the one.
Well, there you go. That's the end of the quiz. 6-3 is the final score. I did have a bonus question. I'll read it out and see if you know the answer to it. In the history of the North London derby, 193 games have been played. How many have Spurs won?
Bang, 2.
Brilliant. Great guess. Great guess.
I mean, they've not won the majority. I know that. It's 193.
I was going to say closest wins, and then you just guessed 2. So
Ding,
just take a guess.
57.
Do the maths though, I might be closer.
That's quite a good guess. The answer's 61.
I was going to say it.
Oh,
That is quite a good guess. Arsenal have won 81.
61. Ironically, the year they last won the title.
Arsenal have won 81, Spurs 61 and 51 draws. So therefore, the Arsenal fan that knows the most about Spurs is Isaac. Congratulations.
I'm resigning.
So that is the end of the Footballing Question episode. It's been a good one. We've had some nice little conversations. So yeah, remember to share the podcast about. We don't actually say that enough. So yeah, remember to like, follow, whatever, all that stuff.
Subscribe. We're nearly at 400 subscribers.
Do that as well. And yeah, we will see you in the next episode of the Footballing Question in a bit.